Hello, everyone. You're watching Tea with Teedy. So, this episode had a lot of dead air because there was a lot of technical difficulties. I did my best to edit out most of the dead air. So, enjoy the show, and I'll see you next week.
That's incredible. Hello?
Hmm.
All right, I can hear you a little bit better on his phone. I don't know what's going on with his phone. But thank you for joining me. And I appreciate you taking up your time while I try to figure all this out. So you're going to have to talk kind of loud because it's just not picking up a lot of sound for some reason.
It's probably an Android.
Well, I have to use the Android, and it's got better sound than my phone. All right. So anyway, it's always louder when you see it on YouTube. So thank you for joining me.
You're welcome.
And for people who don't know, this is Steve Gardner. It's a very good friend of mine who actually talked me into getting the free. Say something real quick.
Something real quick.
Thank you. Now I can hear. Okay. I was going deaf for a minute. So Steve is the reason why I kind of got the surgery. Like, I've always known about the surgery. However, I always said that I wouldn't do it. And one day you said, I don't think you're going to be able to do it by yourself. I don't think you're going to be able to do it on your own to finish. And unfortunately, you were right, because I had enough time to lose another 100 pounds and I didn't. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Such as.
Who you are, where you're from, what do you do? Just a little bit.
Stephen Gardner. I'm originally from Amityville, New York, but I live in the Washington, D.C. metropolitan area now, and I'm in transportation.
Mm-hmm. And my question is, what made you decide to get the surgery?
Because as you get a certain age, when you get past 40, 45, and then you have any type of physical ailments, like I was in a car accident about 30 years ago, which made my knee really bad, so I can't exercise like I want to. Then my schedule is crazy, and the older that you get, you pick up weight anyway, and then if you're not eating correctly and not moving around and exercising or whatever, it will run off the rail, and you wind up, you look up one minute, you're like a normal weight, and then the next time you look up, you're like 200 pounds overweight. So I found myself in that position at one time.
And where did you have your surgery done?
Tijuana, Mexico.
Was the process easy?
Very, very simple. I mean, it made me look at the American medical system as a joke. And it's like I was always convinced that it didn't work in our favor anyway. And now I'm sure it's not.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to the hospital, something's going on wrong. They run tests, you in there 2, 3, 4 hours at a time before you get the test back, and this, that, and other. I went into the hospital. I got there like noon. By 1:30 with everything. I'm talking about the blood work, the EKG. They put me in a room. They prepped me the whole 9 yards in like an hour and a half.
That's quick.
And it seems like as soon as I was out, I was waking up. And I took a plane over. I stayed over an extra day, took a plane back, and I've had no complications with anything pertaining to the surgery, that is.
How easy was it to get used to eating differently? Because, I mean, like did you diet before you went?
Well, I went by the procedure that they told me to. You know, I was on this liquid thing for a little while, for like about 21 days, and it's all in your mind. It's a determination. If you want to do these things and don't fail, then you follow it by the letter and you'll be okay. After the surgery, it was frustrating at first because used to eating, and your appetite is going to be different from your stomach, and it was just it was difficult at first. But then what you do is you find a system that works for you. Instead of trying to eat a whole meal at one time, eat a little bit now, come back 2 hours later, eat a little bit, come back 2 hours later, eat a little bit. Don't drink water. It's a lifestyle for real.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
Um, so I usually never ask the questions of the negative side. Normally it's always the positive side, but with you, can you tell me some of the negative things you went through after having the surgery? I
Can
don't
you
know
hear me
what,
now?
yeah, I don't know what happened. You dropped. I
I
don't
don't
know. Go
know.
ahead.
The signal probably bags. I'm not in such a good area right
Okay.
now. I did hear the question. There was really not a whole lot of downside to it. It was just it was what expected. If you eat too much, you're gonna throw up.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the only real negative part I had in it was like the loose stool, like uncontrollable loose stool for about a month. I mean, when you feel the urge, you have to go. If not, you'll have an accident or two, and that's not a good thing for, grown people to be having bowel movement accidents. But, you so used to, you feel the urge to go, and you say, well, I can wait till I get to a bathroom, and, I can probably wait another 20 minutes or whatever. And that aspect, you can't wait. When you feel it, you better go. If not, because you can't control it, because now your stomach is small and you have consumed so much between water and food, you just can't hold it. So once I got used to that, that was fine. Everything else was fine.
What was your starting weight? Do you
My
mind
starting
saying?
weight, of course not. I was 452,
And now,
317.
what are some of the things that you've done that you couldn't do before?
Well, I've always been agile. Even with my
Mm-hmm.
weight, I've always been agile. So, I mean, I look better in my clothes. That's a given. I've gone down like 3, 4 sizes in pants, and I mean, I had to get a whole new wardrobe. My old wardrobe, as I knew it, was gone. There was nothing I could wear. It's like I put a suit jacket on. It was like an overcoat on me. So that was, I had to get all new clothes, that sort of thing. But I mean, I was never not able to do anything that I needed to do. I mean, I could walk with no problem. I could climb steps with no problems. I could, of course, when you're heavier, you're a little more fatigued, but I mean, it wasn't like I see a flight of stairs and be like, oh my God, I don't want to climb these stairs. And if I did, it was just probably because my knee was aching or something, but it wasn't because I was feeling exerted or whatever.
How long did it take you to get to the weight you are right now?
About maybe 5 weeks, because I made other changes too. Um, I didn't eat sugar, and I didn't eat drink sodas and that sort of thing. So that kind of kept everything down. And the first, you know, 6 months, is when when your body has to get adjusted to the surgery.
Mhm.
Now since I've gotten on a regular eating schedule, yeah, I picked up a few pounds, but not to the point where I'm running off a cliff. I picked up a few pounds more or less. I just basically fell out because I had got down to almost skin and bones for real.
Really?
Yeah, so I'm just kind of filling back out. I mean, my clothes still fit good, that sort of thing, and I don't feel any heavier. But I mean, I picked up like maybe 20, 25 pounds since the surgery. But like I said, I had got down to like skin and bones. I mean,
Skin
I
and
could
bones,
lay down and feel my rib cage.
skin and bones being how much did you weigh at that time, or do you remember?
It I 317.
And you could feel your see. I
Cause
feel
see, I'm tall.
bones.
Remember, I'm
Yeah,
6'9", so that's the difference. And I
yeah.
have a thick frame. So when I say 317, that may sound a lot to people, but I mean, my frame is always been kind of heavy. So I'm never gonna be under 300 pounds.
When did you start seeing bones? Like feeling things different on your face, on your body, like just how long? Like
It
as you
like
gradually went through. I'm sorry.
like 2 weeks after the surgery, I began
Really?
to not be able to wear my clothes. I
Yeah.
was putting them on, but they were falling off. And then like 2 weeks after that, it was just we could not wear the clothes. But of course, it's different because of my occupation. I drive a lot, so um, and then I was drinking a lot of fluid. You couldn't eat a lot, so there was no bunch of eating. My energy level was through the roof, so it was more like the energy was better when it first happened, and then I wasn't thinking about eating. Then, of course, I made different changes, to try to keep the weight off. But, like I said, once I started doing things in moderation, I was kind of glad that I started to fill out because I was really looking like really, really skinny.
Um, give us a uh, day of your eating now.
A day of my eating now, I do 12-hour fast. I don't eat after midnight. I don't eat before noon. Um, if I'm rolling really heavy, I'll eat something like cheese and crackers. Um, I'll snack on that. I eat regular snacks, like potato chips, but I eat the kettle cooked potato chips.
Mm-hmm.
Um, because they're a little more salty, but they less with as far as calories and stuff is concerned. Um, Most of the time, like I said, I eat dinner kind of late in the evening. Like I'll eat dinner like now, which is like 9 o'clock, but I don't go to bed till after midnight. So it gives time for my food to digest. Um, when I'm at job sites, I get out and I walk, as I'm able to walk. Cause yeah.
So,
Okay, this could be for some reason. Okay.
okay, Shane wants to know about your
What
metabolism.
what about it?
Did it speed up? Did it
Oh,
go down?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better. I mean, it's like I lost a whole person in like 6 weeks.
So your energies went like through the roof.
Oh, definitely.
Did you feel weak at all at any point because you're not consuming the food you consumed before?
Not really weak, but a little loopy. Not because of the food, is because my body had to get used to the surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And it was still in the healing process.
How long did that take?
Maybe about 3 months. I didn't feel no discomfort or anything to that sort.
Okay. I'm sorry if you can see my dog in the background, guys. He's refusing to leave my site today.
Hi, Coco.
He's refusing. Um, you know, the weight loss was good and you lost a lot of weight quickly. What about excess skin?
I didn't have a lot of excess skin because, like I said, most of my weight was really solid. It was bone. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
around the tummy area, around the forearms, that sort of thing. Yeah, but everything else, not really.
So let me ask another question. If you had a lot of excess skin, would you have gone back to get surgery for that?
Probably not.
Why?
Put on some Spanx and keep it pushing, because
Okay.
you don't want them cutting all into your skin and all that kind of junk like that. Because I don't care how much you're gonna gain some weight back. You're
So
gonna gain some weight back. I don't care how much weight you lose. You're gonna gain some weight back.
if you gained a significant amount of weight back, would you have the gastric bypass done?
Nope. Just go have a revisit.
A revisit of, what does that mean?
A revisit is like they'll take some more. It's a sleeve again, but they'll just take a little more of your stomach out.
Okay.
See, you don't really want gastric bypass. Gastric bypass is that's why people get really sick behind it, because it's like you don't have. It's like food just running through you.
Mm-hmm.
That's not what you want.
So with obesity growing seems to be rapidly, especially with young people in this country, what would you tell parents who have kids who are obese? What would you tell them to do for their kids?
Exercise and change their diet.
Do you?
I don't suggest gastric surgery to anyone under the age of 35 because unless you're disabled or have some kind of furniture, have like really, really bad diabetes or something like that, you can work that off. I used to be able to just take weight off. When I was in my like 20s and 30s, I could just take weight off. I'd go through the holidays, gain 20 pounds, take off 30. But by the time I got 40, it became more difficult. I had actually lost 100 pounds like when I was like 44. Then I had some junk going on, messed trying to gain all the way back. And after that, it was just that much difficult to get the weight off. And that's when I turned to this.
Would you? What do you think of? Because I have friends who are having this done, and some of them weigh like in the 200s. And would you
What are they, like
suggest?
5'1"?
Well, I'm 5'3.5", and I think she's either around my height. One of them is around my height, and she weighs like
And she's just 200 pounds?
250.
So why is she having a sleeve? Just lose 50 pounds, lose 60 pounds.
Okay.
Is she ill?
Not yes and no. Yes and
What's
no.
yes and no?
Like, she's got some health issues that this weight loss would help with her health issues.
Well, and how old is she?
If 46, maybe 47. One is 55, like me, and then one is like in her 40s.
Well, then, if they have some kind of disease like diabetes or all that kind of junk, I would suggest it.
That was another question for you too. What about your health issues before the surgery and after?
I didn't have any.
You didn't have any before?
Nope.
So do you have any now?
No.
Good. I didn't have any. I was just fat and
that's me. I just woke up one day and just really got tired of how I was looking.
yeah.
And I
Yeah.
tried to do something about it. And I knew as I got older, it was just going to get worse. So before just run off the rail and just mess everything around, I just decided I was just going to go ahead and just do this. And, it came to me, a friend of mine, she was actually called me one day and suggested it to me to go to Tijuana for the price. And I was like, okay, that's what we're going to do.
So I know the answer to this question is going to probably be a yes, but would you do it again?
Absolutely.
And and I have the same feeling. Like there are days I'm like, oh, my stomach is killing me. I'm trying to eat. But then like right after that, I'm like, I would do this all over again because yeah, it feels good to lose weight quickly. But
well, the thing about losing weight quickly is one thing. Now, I forgot to say this. By me losing weight that quick, it did affect my eyesight.
oh yeah.
Now, I did do that, but I mean, not to the point that I'm walking around here and, can't see one hand in front of the other. But I was already kind of nearsighted. It made it worse.
I mean,
so instead of
go ahead.
So instead of just wearing glasses just to read, I just wear them all the time now.
Yeah. So Shane wants to know, would you have considered the shots?
No. Because they're not proven.
They've been known to make people sick.
That's what I'm talking about. So they're not proven.
Yeah.
This right here, 10 years ago, would I have done it? No. The surgery, I would not have done it 10 years ago because they hadn't really got it to a place where they could do it routinely and with results. Because, it was always 50-50. Some people succeeded. Some people messed around and they took the surgery and 2 years later, they back to the same weight. Then they were sickly. Then you had people were dying. But then once it became a regular thing, I was like, okay, and I've seen, and I actually knew people that was taking the surgery and it was actually working for them. Is why I considered it in the first place.
Okay. I would not consider the shots, just because I've seen some people have gotten really sick from them, and not to mention, let's just make it clear too that these shots are for diabetics, and I have another friend who's a diabetic, and she has a hard time getting her meds because her meds are being used for weight loss as well, and people with either good insurance or who can pay cash, and I don't know many that can pay cash because it's expensive. You know, they seem to,
It's like the
yeah. See, he dropped out again. Yeah, the shots are expensive. They seem to, and I myself would not want to take that shot from someone who needs it. Oh, there we go. I couldn't see myself doing that because I'm not a diabetic. So go ahead and finish your statement.
I was asking, like the Ozempic, that's not good.
No.
I had a friend that just took the shot last week. She had called me, said she was going to try the shot. I told her no. She said she took the shot. She had to go to the hospital that same day.
Yeah.
It made her sick, really sick. So I'm not all for drugs and all that kind of stuff. My whole thing is, if you obese and you can't get around and you can't really exercise or your schedule don't permit, you eat reckless or whatever the case may be, yeah, I suggest you take the surgery. But then once you take the surgery, it's more than just take the surgery and everything is okay. You take the surgery, you have to delete some things in your life too, and you have to learn how to eat all over again. Because you turn around and keep doing the same thing that got you where it got you, you're defeating the purpose.
Yes.
And you still have to do some sort of exercise. You still have to drink plenty of water. You still have to stay away from the junk that got you there.
I think with me, the water thing is the hardest because I don't know why, because I've always loved water, but I don't know. I think, I don't
It's
know.
hard to digest water. It's still early for you because at first I couldn't drink but maybe a half a bottle of water, and that's going from like almost a gallon of water every day to like 2 bottles.
Yeah.
Your system got to get back used to it again.
Yeah. And I love water. So that was never a problem with me. But right now it is.
Well,
Not to
it's a
mention that
problem because you can't digest it because your stomach hasn't really healed yet.
yes. And it makes awful funny noises after I drink water.
Yep, it's
Uh,
bubbles.
yes. Yes.
Because it's almost like you ever pour water into like a tube and the bubbles come up.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it's doing when it goes down in your stomach. The same thing. That's why it's easy for you to get gas that way.
Did you feel everything that you ate and drank?
Absolutely. Still do to this day.
Okay.
That's how I know when I've had enough. Once my stomach start feeling tight, I know to stop eating. Because anything you do after that, you're not going to do nothing but make yourself sick.
Exactly. How many times did you get sick?
Oh my God, how many times I didn't get sick?
I didn't get sick. I don't get sick all the time because I know when to stop.
Well, you have an idea when to stop. See,
Yeah.
sometimes your brain and your stomach don't go together sometimes. I mean, I was eating some soup one day and the soup just really got good to me. And next thing you know, it crashed. And I thought I was going to die.
I like in the beginning, I got sick a couple of times, but like I try not to now. But I try to listen to my body, and that's the thing that this is the thing that I tell everybody, whether you have surgery or not, listen to your body. Your body will tell you what it needs and what it doesn't need. And I do my best to listen to my body. However, I do get frustrated if the food is good and I'm used to just eating like I want to eat, and now I can't.
This is where you have to fix your mind.
Yes.
You got, first of all, we was raised wrong. Eat everything off your plate or else. Now you have to say, okay, I'm going to eat this till my stomach is full. I'm going to put that away because I know in 2 or 3 hours I'm going to be hungry again because you are. And then you go back and then you eat a little bit more. Then 2 or 3 hours later, you may go back and eat a little bit more, or that may be your fill of that.
Mhm.
But you got to get out the mental of it's so good, I got to eat it all right now.
Oh, I can't. I can't eat it all. And I never realized how mentally frustrating that is until now. It is very mentally frustrating. I've literally cried because like I just want to eat a meal on a saucer, not even in a plate.
Nope.
No. And I think too is that once I don't know about you, but once I learned what my limit is, like I just don't like I'm trying new things. Like I'm trying to not make this is how much salad that I cannot eat. So maybe half of this or a fourth of this of salad if I want a salad. And then for lunch usually I have a salad and one chicken wing, the leg and the flat part.
But
if I can get that down.
But that's not going to last for so long.
Yeah.
Okay, because what's going to happen is your body is going to need nourishment.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't want to not eat. You just have to learn how to eat.
Did you drink protein drinks after you got done? I mean, even during the whole process of your first 3-4 months of doing it?
Every now and again, I would, but now since I think I drank one last week or something. I think I had 2. But to drink them regularly, no.
I have to force them down. But I usually have mine with coffee. So coffee or just with some strawberries in it. I actually was able to finish one today. I usually get a half in. But I had to drink it within 3 hours. It took 3 hours to drink it. Yeah. So, Mr. Gardner, is there anything else that you want us to know about you, your process, your journey with your surgery?
But it was fairly simple. I mean, I took the surgery. I tried to follow everything to the letter, and then I started just listening to my body. Like I said, I got so small till I looked like a bobblehead. So I was like, okay, we got to fill out a little bit. So I didn't just start eating and gaining weight, but I mean, you're going to eat more. As your stomach settles in, you're going to eat more. So now I'm pretty much at a weight that I want to be. I do want to lose half of that 20, though. I want to drop 10 more pounds. And I'm going to do it. I just have to get around to doing it. But I'm pretty much satisfied with the weight that I am now.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me tonight. I'm sorry about the technical difficulties, everybody. And but I do appreciate you joining me. Why do people call me? They know what I'm doing. Thank you for joining me. And thank you guys for joining me as well. This is Tea with Teedy, and I will see you all on Friday. Bye, guys. All right, thank you. Bye.